everyone, this is Farsana. Let's enjoy English. I am thrilled to tell the rest of the story How Far is the River by Ruskin Bond. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks, said by John Moyle. We know in the story How Far is the River, the boy was seeking a river. But during the walk to the river, the boy could observe the beauty of nature. Anyway, I shall tell the story. You should listen carefully. I'll ask you questions. Once upon a time, there had a 12 years old boy. He was a sturdy boy, a strong boy with untidy black hairs, not combed, and shining black eyes, and he had a clear brown skin, and his hands and feet were rough and scratched. Moreover, he was barefooted. Barefooted means without footwear. It is not because he couldn't afford shoes. He can buy shoes, but he liked the feel of warm stones and cool grass. From this, we can understand that he was a true lover of nature. He loved nature walk. From the villages, he had heard of a river. The river was far away from his house. He heard of the fish in its waters and of its rocks. He wished to touch it and know it personally. One day, he was dreaming of the river. You just imagine the boy was standing in front of his house. He was standing in front of his house and there was the river. You just imagine. In between the boy's house and the river stood a big mountain. The boy was young and the river was small. So the boy couldn't see the river with his own eyes. He hadn't seen the river with his own eyes. The thickly forested mountain hid the river. Thickly forested mountain hid the river, so he couldn't see the river. But he wished to touch it and know it personally. It was a hot summer. The boy was dreaming of the river. It was 11 o'clock. His parents were gone to visit their relatives for the entire day. He knew that they wouldn't come till evening. Yes, it was the time, it was the opportunity he had waited for. For what? To see the river. So, he closed all the doors and windows. Then took a loaf of bread and wrapping a newspaper, then he started his journey. You just think that it is far away, the river is far away from his house. Then the path was steep. It's not an easy road. The path was steep. Then on the way he could meet a woodcutter. On the way he saw a woodcutter. Then he asked the woodcutter, "How far is to the river?" The woodcutter replied, 7 miles, I think. But the woodcutter asked him, "Why did you know it?" "I am going to the river," the boy replied. "I am going to the river." Then woodcutter asked him, "Alone?" The boy replied, "Of course." "Oh, you can't go there. It is too far and it takes 3 hours to reach there. And you have to come back and it will be getting dark. Besides, it is not an easy road." But the smart boy replied, "I am a good walker." The smart reply, isn't it? A smart reply. Then the boy started his journey. Then let me ask you some questions. Who is the main character in the story? Yes, a 12 years old boy, right? Then how did the boy get a chance to see the river? Yes, his parents had gone to visit their relatives for the entire day. He knew that they wouldn't come till evening. Did the woodcutter encourage him? No, the woodcutter discouraged him. Right, so here is a visual of the story.
It was 11 o'clock, and he knew his parents wouldn't be home till evening. There was a loaf of bread he could take with him, and on the way he might find some fruit. Here was the opportunity he had waited for. It would not come again for a long time, because it was not very often his mother and father visited relatives for the entire day and left him on his own. They had gone out on something important. That was why he had been left with a very sketchy meal: a loaf of bread, some milk, and 2 eggs. He went into the house and wrapped the loaf in a newspaper. Then he closed all the doors and windows. The path to the river dropped steeply into the valley, then rose and went round the big mountain. It was frequently used by the villagers, the woodcutters, milkmen, mule drivers, but there were no villages beyond the mountain or near the river. The boy passed a woodcutter and asked him how far it was to the river. The woodcutter was a short but powerful man with a creased and weathered face and muscles that stood out in hard, ugly lumps.
7 miles,
he said, which was fairly accurate.
Why do you want to know?
I am going to the river, said the boy.
Alone?
Of course.
But it is too far. It will take you 3 hours to reach there, and then you have to come back. It will be getting dark. Besides, it is not an easy road.
But I'm a good walker, said the boy, though he had never walked further than the mile from his house to his school. He carried on down the path, and the woodcutter looked after him with some misgivings, and decided to keep an eye out for the boy on his way back from the market. The path was steep, and the boy had to run most of the time. It was a dizzy, winding path, and he slipped once or twice and slid into a bush or off the path and down the hill. The hill was covered with lush green ferns. The trees were wound in creepers, and a great wild dahlia would suddenly rear its golden head from the leaves and ferns. Soon the boy was in the valley.
I think the video helped you to understand the story well. Let's go through the text. Soon the boy was in the valley, and the path straightened out and rose. He met a girl who was coming from the opposite direction. She held a long curved knife with which she had been cutting grass. The bangles she wore made music when she moved her hands, and it was as though the hands spoke a language of their own. "How far is to the river?" asked the boy. The girl had obviously never been to the river, or she may have been thinking of another one, because she said 20 miles without any hesitation. The boy laughed and ran down the path. A parrot suddenly screeched, flew low over his head. A flash of red and green. The bird disappeared amongst the trees. A trickle of water came from the hillside, and the boy stopped to drink. The water was cold and sharp, but very refreshing. However, it seemed to have the effect of making him more thirsty. The sun was striking from the hillside, and the dusty bath became hotter, the stones scorching the boy's feet. He was sure he had gone halfway. He had walked for over an hour. Presently, he saw another boy ahead of him, driving a few goats down the path. "How far is the river?" he asked. The village boy smiled in a friendly way and said, "Oh, not far, just round the next hill and straight down." The boy, feeling hungry, unwrapped his loaf of bread and broke it in halves, offering one portion to the village boy. They sat on the hillside and ate in silence. When they had finished, they walked on together and began talking and talking. The boy didn't notice the smarting of his feet and the heat of the sun and the distance he had covered and the distance he had yet to cover. But after some time, his companion had to diverge along another path, and the boy was once more on his own. In the first two paragraphs, it says, "Soon the boy was in the valley. Before, the path was steep. Now the boy was in a valley. Now the path was straightened out and rose." Before, the path was steep, and now the path was straightened out and rose. The boy saw a village girl coming from the opposite direction. And she held a long curved knife. With which she had been cutting grass. And she wore bangles which made music when she moved her hands. That means the sound of the bangles. She wore bangles and which made sound when she moved her hands. It was the writer says in a beautiful expression, it was as though the hands spoke a language of their own. It was as if a language of their own. It is not literally, it is a beautiful expression used by the writer. Okay, let's move on to the next paragraph. Then, the boy asked the girl, "How far is the river?" The girl replied, 20 miles, without any hesitation, without any doubt. That means she had never been to the river. Or she may have thinking of another one because she said 20 miles. Then what was the reply of the woodcutter? Yes, it was 7 miles. So the girl had obviously never been to the river. Then the boy laughed and ran down the path. Suddenly a parrot screeched. Do you know what is the screech of parrot? Screech is a sound word. It indicates the loud cry of the parrot. Can you imitate the sound of a parrot? Can you imitate? Is it like this? Is it like this? No, I know you can do better than me. Yes. Then the parrot flew low over his head. The parrot flew low over his head. A flash of red and green. Here means the color of parrot, red and green. Then later it disappeared amongst the trees. That means the boy couldn't see the parrot again. It disappeared amongst the trees. The parrot disappeared amongst the trees. A trickle of water came from the hillside. A trickle of water. It means the dripping of water, the flowing of water. It was coming from the hillside. So the water was cold, sharp and refreshing. It made him more thirsty. Actually, he was not thirsty. The cold, sharp, refreshing water made him more thirsty. It seemed to have the effect of making him more thirsty. We know that it was a hot summer, right? The sun was striking from the hillside. The dusty path became hotter. The stones were scorching the boy's feet. So he stopped to drink that water, then continued his journey. Presently, he saw another boy, a village boy, ahead of him, in front of him. A village boy. He was driving a few goats. That means he was a shepherd boy. So the boy asked the village boy, "How far is the river?" The boy replied in a friendly way, smiled in a friendly way. Then replied, "Oh, not so far. Just round the hill and straight down." So the boy was hungry now, so he unwrapped the loaf of bread and broke it in halves. He unwrapped the loaf of bread and broke it in halves and offering one portion to the village boy. Then they sat on a hillside and ate together. And listen one thing, the boy unwrapped the loaf of bread and broke it in halves, offering one portion to the village boy. What attitude of the boy is revealed here? Yes, exactly. The boy was kind and sympathetic. He had the quality of sharing things with others. He had the good quality, right? What about you? Have you ever shared food with your friends? Yes, you too have the good quality, right? Then, after they had finished, they walk on together and started talking. And our boy didn't care the heat of the sun or the smarting. Smarting means the pain, the sharp pain of his feet. And he didn't care that. He didn't care the distance he had covered or the distance he had yet to cover. But his only aim, his goal was to reach the river and to touch it and know it personally. He wanted to know the river personally, right? Then after some time, the boy had diverged. The village boy had to go some other way. He had to diverge along another path. So now the boy became alone. So sad, right? What do you think? Can the boy reach the river? Yes. Let's discuss it in the next class. Okay, let's sum up the story. The name of the story is How Far is the River? The writer, Ruskin Bond. The main character in the story, a 12 years old boy. He was a sturdy boy, a strong boy with untidy black hair and shining black eyes. His hands and feet were rough and scratched. He was barefooted, without footwear. Okay. The themes are, what are the themes of the story? Exactly, nature itself. Then, adventurous journey of a young boy. Then, a wish comes true. Then, during the walk, he met a woodcutter, a village girl, a village boy. He was a shepherd boy, right? Then, these are the new words. Vocabulary, valley, a low area of land between hills or mountains. Hesitation, the action of pausing before saying or doing. Then, trickle of water, to fall in steady drops. Scorching, very hot. Smarting, to hurt with a sharp pain. Okay. I have the major events in the story. Can you arrange them in a sequential order? Can you arrange them? Which is the first one? He saw a village boy. Is it? No. The boy wanted to see the river, so he started to the river. This is the first event, right? Then he saw a girl, right? No. The boy saw a woodcutter. This is the second event. The boy saw a woodcutter on the way. Then, yes, he saw a girl. He asked the girl about the way to river, right? Then he saw a village. The last event, he reached the river, right? So, dear children, you should observe the beauty of nature and learn to explore it. If you truly love nature, you can find beauty everywhere.